Sefer Shoftim, Perek Vav, Seret, Mispar Chamesh. Psukim Kaf Hey Ad Lamed Bet. Gidon destroys the Mizbeach, the altar of Baal, with our thanks to Navi illustrated for permission to use their images. Pasuk Kaf Hey. Vayehi balayla hahu, that very night after Gidon had met the angel. Vayomer lo Hashem, Hashem spoke to Gidon that night, and here are the words of Hashem in red. Kach et par hashor asher la'avicha. Take that special bull that your father owns. Ufar hasheni sheva shanim. And a second bull as well, the one that's been fattened up for 7 years for idolatry, for avodah zarah. And what should you then do? V'harasta et mizbach haba'al asher la'avicha. You should destroy the altar that your father has to serve the idol, the false god Baal. V'yet ha'asherah, asher alav, and the special avodah zarah tree called asherah, which is right next to that mizbeach, tichrot. You should cut it down, chop it down, get rid of it. Pasuk kavav. And then, uvanita mizbeach l'Hashem Elokecha, you should build a better mizbeach, a mizbeach not for idols, but for God. Al rosh hama'oz hazeh b'ma'aracha, on this stone where you have offered the special mincha, when the angel appeared, on the spot where you can find the level area, v'lakachta et hapar hasheni, and then take that second par, v'ha'alita olah, and offer it as a korban olah, burn it totally to Hashem, ba'atzei ha'asherah asher tichrot, using the asherah wood from that tree which you chopped down. So take the par, and take the wood from the asherah, and sacrifice it on this new mizbeach. Now, normally, you're not allowed to use things which were intended for avodah zarah or from an avodah zarah tree. This was a special exception that Hashem told him to do, but normally you don't do things like that. Pasuk Kaf Zayin, Vayikach Gidon asara anashim me'avadav. He took 10 of his servants. Vayas ka'asher diber elav Hashem, and did what Hashem had asked him. Vayehi ka'asher yarei et beit aviv v'anshei ha'ir, since he was afraid of his father's house, meaning his family, and his clan, and the people of the city. He was too afraid, me'asot yomam, to do it during the daytime. Vayas laila, so he did it all at night, under cover of darkness, when no one could see. But the next morning, see, they did. Vayashkimu anshei ha'ir baboker. They got up in the morning, the people of the city. V'hinenu tatz mizbach Baal. The mizbeach of Baal was all upset and all destroyed. V'ha'asherah asher alav karata, and the tree right near it was chopped down. Bye tree. V'yet hapar hasheni, and the second par was right on top of the mizbeach, ho'ala al ha-mizbeach habanuya, on the newly built altar, and there was the wood there, and they couldn't understand it a bit, and so they asked the following question. Pasuk Kaftet, Vayamru ish el re'ehu, mi asa hadavar hazeh. Each one asked the other, who did this? Who could have done it? Vayidrishu, vayivakshu, vayomru. They investigated and they asked, and they finally said, Gidon ben Yoash asa davar hazeh. It was Gidon. It was Gidon. And they zeroed in on him to let him have it. Pasuk Lamed. Vayomeru anshei ha'ir el Yoash. So they spoke to Yoash, his father, because he's responsible, after all, for his son. And they said to him, and here are their words, Hotzei et bincha v'yamot. Take your son out, send him out to us, and we will put him to death. The gallows awaits your son. Kinatatz et mizbach habal, because he has destroyed the mizbeach of Baal, v'chikarat ha'asherah asher alav, and destroyed the asherah tree that was on it. So we're going to kill him. Suddenly Yoash, though, becomes the defender of his son. Nice, mild-mannered Yoash opens a mouth to them and says, Vayomer Yoash l'chol asher amdu alav, ha'atem tirivun laBaal. You think you're going to have to fight for Baal? that you have to stick up for him? Imatem toshiunoto, you have to save him? Asher yariv lo yumat ataboker. Anyone who thinks they have to fight for Baal, they'll be dead before sunrise. Im Elokimhu yarev lo. If he's a god, he can fight his own battles. Kinatatzet mizbecho, because somebody has destroyed his mizbeach. Pasuk Lamed Bet, Vayikra lo vayom ahu Yiru Baal lemor. And on that day, they called Gidon a new name. He was no longer called just Gidon, bye-bye Gidon. Instead, he was called Yiru Baal, which is short for Yarev Bo HaBaal. The Baal should fight with him if he wants to. Kinatatz et Mizbecho, because Gidon destroyed his Mizbeach.